From our 7 Tasmania studios, your nightly news with Kim Millar begins now.
The Crown has spent the day summing up its case in the trial of West Australian woman Natalie Marr, saying the evidence is consistent with the accused smothering her mother. The prosecution argues Ms Marr had a motive and a guilty mind when she allegedly murdered Veronica Christoffen in Launceston in 2019.
It's what Natalie Marr did after the alleged murder that the Crown believes shows she had a consciousness of guilt. In his closing remarks, Crown Prosecutor John Ransom detailed Ms Marr's alleged actions after her mother's death, including leaving Tasmania 2 days later, moving $11,000 from Veronica Christoffen's account into her own, and taking her jewellery and phone to Western Australia with her, all of which Mr Ransom argues shows a series of actions of a guilty mind. The Crown emphasised Ms Marr's drinking habits and the concerns her mother had about the amount of alcohol her daughter consumed. Mr Ransom spoke about a conversation Ms Christoffen had with a longtime friend from Queensland in which she said, "If I die on one of her drunken rampages, so be it." Ms Christoffen was found dead in her Keene Street home in late October 2019, but it's believed she was allegedly killed earlier that month. Mr Ransom dismissed alternative causes of death, including suicide, saying she was a sprightly 71-year-old lady enjoying life in her later years. He also revisited the evidence detailed during the trial, which showed Ms Marr's DNA on the pillow that was found on Ms Christoffen's head. The result is consistent with somebody holding a pillow over the deceased's head around the edges. There's absolutely nothing inconsistent with smothering, no other anatomical reason why Veronica died. Defence lawyer Evan Hughes will deliver his closing address tomorrow before Judge Robert Pearce sums up the case to the jury. Letitia Wallace, 7 Tasmania News.
A Mayfield home has been destroyed in a fire, with footage captured by neighbours showing the house engulfed in flames. Police now on the hunt for an arsonist after a spate of deliberately lit fires in the area.
Flames climb into the night sky as a home is destroyed. Footage of the fearsome blaze captured by neighbours who say they were stunned by how quickly it went up.
Last night at approximately 8:45 p.m, police were notified of a structure fire in the Mayfield area. When police and fire crews attended the structure, the house was fairly well engulfed.
The home normally occupied but empty at the time of the blaze. Now just charred remains, the property is inhospitable for the future. Today's investigations revealing it was deliberately lit. At this stage, police believe it's a targeted attack.
Yeah, so we've viewed CCTV from the area. We have a vehicle of interest that we're looking into.
It's one part of a puzzling plague of fires hitting Launceston's northern suburbs. A house deliberately lit last week, with another home and a caravan destroyed less than a fortnight before that. Police say it's a concerning trend, with 13 reported arson attacks since July. That's nearly double the long-term average.
We don't believe there's a serial arsonist on the loose. We believe these incidents aren't linked at this stage, but we keep an open mind with any investigation.
Police asking for any more witnesses to contact them. Josh Duggan, 7 Tasmania News.
Tasmania's forestry sector is under the spotlight after 110 countries, including Australia, made a commitment in Glasgow to end deforestation by 2030. But the state government has pledged nothing will need to change, confident Tasmania is world leading in sustainable timber production.
A commitment to end and reverse deforestation hailed a win for the environment.
Ending the destruction of forests here, as New Zealand did 20 years ago, will be a boon for the economy. It will create more jobs and we get the environmental benefit.
The global pledge follows Victoria and WA recently announcing an end to burning off native forests. In Tasmania, more than 3 million hectares of land is harvested, but only half of that is protected in reserves.
It's the native forest logging sector which is in trouble and which is losing its social licence, and now will be in the international spotlight as a result of the Glasgow Declaration.
The state government says Tasmania is already ahead of the game for sustainable timber production.
So the rest of the world is following Tasmania's approach, and we're pleased about that. We welcome the announcement. and we back it in, and of course it's very important for our economy, our regional communities.
Tasmania's largest private forestry company agrees it's business as usual, replanting every tree harvested to maintain a sustainable crop.
By regrowing the crop, you're actually adding to that store. So over time, as each generation, as each rotation of the forest occurs, you're actually increasing the amount of carbon that's being stored overall.
The Climate Council says offsetting greenhouse gas emissions through carbon storing isn't effective because existing forests can't keep up with the amount of pollution already emitted into the atmosphere. But the federal government says Australia follows best practice.
If we are not sourcing this timber here in Australia under our world's best standards, we are buying it from countries where they don't care about the environment.
The United Nations this week announced the world remains off target for meeting its goal to cut emissions. World leaders hoping an end to land degradation may go some way to protecting the planet. Ainsley Kosh, 7 Tasmania News.
Extinction Rebellion members have been arrested 3 times while protesting. The pair blocked a street in the Launceston CBD, saying they're fed up with the federal government's lack of climate action.
I think the rage and the anger is just simply an understanding that they are not going to do anything about this problem. They are not.
The duo have been charged with 3 counts of failing to comply with a police order and will appear in the Magistrates Court on December 15. The coroner has found the death of a man who drowned while kayaking in the south of the state was avoidable. 19-year-old Valentine Bester was found dead at Sloping Main Beach in October last year. Coroner Simon Cooper found he undertook a journey beyond his capability and was inadequately clad. He has recommended recreational kayakers become aware of Marine and Safety Tasmania's paddle safe guidelines. 15 RSLs and community organisations across Tasmania have received state government funding for vital infrastructure upgrades. More than $50,000 has been distributed as part of the Teddy Sheehan VC Memorial Grants program. One local RSL using their funding to honour Sheehan, who was posthumously awarded a Victoria Cross last year.
Down at Esperance at the RSL, they are commemorating Teddy Sheehan VC with the memorial plaque.
Meanwhile, Points Assist is preparing to undertake a 3rd Veterans Active Recreation Trek. The state government previously committed $225,000 to support that organisation. Hundreds of Tasmanian students have swapped school for Mona today, celebrating their place in a program promoting health and wellbeing. The 24-carat carnival, a day of fun and activities, aimed at encouraging children to eat the right foods and stay active.
Out of the classroom and into the great outdoors, Mona transformed into a schoolyard today, where creativity and being active were the subjects being taught.
It's been fun just hanging out with my friends and listening to the music. I've played some games with my friends, I've watched some of the really cool live music, I've read a book with some friends.
The 24-carat program's carnival returning after a 2-year hiatus, promoting the value of gardens and growing vegetables. 900 students from 15 local schools were involved. From ceramics to creating and performing their own dance routine, children and teachers were celebrating the fruits of their labour.
Introduce them to a healthy lifestyle that's artful, that's celebratory, that's fun, while they learn more effectively than they would in a classroom.
Also encouraging children to enjoy healthy food.
I think when they make a beautiful salad on something they've created and it's done in an artful way, they're a lot more excited about trying new vegetables.
Today's event, an opportunity for the kids to get outside and have some fun, while also learning a few important life lessons.
It was fun watching the pot plant thing. Not as stuffy, no one really plays up, seeming as we're in a different place.
This idea that you need to sit still and focus to learn, it doesn't work for all students.
John Hunt, 7 Tasmania News.
A new program is helping NDIS participants make and sell their own soaps. It's designed to help them develop the skills for a career in retail.
Jerry Groomhouse has been making his own soaps for over a year now.
I feel really good, and I had about 5 customers came in to buy it.
He's part of a group of NDIS participants who are making them.
got my own soap that I made by me, like Japanese cherry blossom and pomegranate.
And they've got really involved and started coming up with their own scents and fragrances, so they've all got their own special edition versions now.
It's all part of a new social enterprise called Made by Mosaic. It's providing the opportunity to work in retail and hopefully the ability to find further employment.
There's like the stock take from the inventory, like putting them into the system before they come out here and making labels for products.
We do real goal-based work, and so that includes things like numeracy and literacy, computer skills, stock taking, things they can take to the workplace.
Many of the products they sell, like the soaps, are made in store.
And sometimes we make key rings, cars. Sometimes we make lemon bonbons.
The participants also just love being part of a team.
Teamwork, friendship, fun, so it's really something special.
Pretty good, and I feel comfortable with everyone on the team, yeah.
Josh Duggan, 7 Tasmania News.
More recreational fishers will be given the skills and tools they need to sustainably catch southern bluefin tuna through a second phase of the Tuna Champs program.
We play a vital part in the recovery of the southern bluefin tuna. And the expansion of this program is going to enable us to continue to see that improvement.
The southern bluefin tuna population has recently been declared as not overfished in a recent scientific assessment.
The Hurricanes' once fancied finals hopes are fading fast. Another loss in the Women's Big Bash today has the side second last. The batting lineup didn't come close to the Sydney Sixers, the Canes falling short by 31 runs. Rachel Priest won the bat flip and sent the Sixers into bat. It seemed a good call.
Spooned up in the air, and she's gone, Healy.
One A-lister was gone, but in this team, they come in twos.
And that is great use of the feet by Lise Perry. A glorious strike, straight as a die into the sight screen.
The whacker resembled a construction site, but Perry and Ashley Gardner were the ones building the fortress. Their partnership topped 100 by the time teenager Ruth Johnston made the breakthrough. Belinda Vakawira with the catch. In the dying overs, the dominoes started to fall.
And Perry went after it and given out.
Chasing 141, the Canes tried to harness their momentum, but this wasn't their day.
And this is uppish and out.
The Canes provided catching practice in the field. 6 of the 7 dismissals came through safe Sixers' hands.
And now Priest with a big swing of the bat, and what a catch that is from Nicole Bolton on her home turf. That is an absolute special.
The other was a stumping.
And there is 2 in 2 for Nicole Bolton. She's on a hat-trick.
The batting lineup looked for a hero once again, but Naomi Stalenberg's 6 was the only halo Hobart could find. The Canes can just about wave goodbye to their finals hopes. The 31-run loss has the side sitting second last on the table. The date, time and venue of the Tasmania Jack Jumpers' first hit out on an NBL court has been revealed. The league today releasing a fixture for the pre-season NBL Blitz tournament, part of which will be held here in the state. The Jack Jumpers will open their account against the Brisbane Bullets at the newly renovated MyState Bank Arena on Sunday, November 14 at 1 p.m. They'll play 3 other matches, including a clash against the 36ers in Ulverston.
And we know the Northwest particularly has got a great basketball culture, and Launceston itself does as well. So for us to spend that week together up there in the Northwest, the North really works well.
12 Blitz matches in total will be played in Tasmania.
Good evening. Well, the day started really well today before turning to showers. Hobart 23, Launceston 20, Burnie 17 and Devonport 19. 23 was the top, also recorded on Flinders Island. Grove 22, King Island, St Helens and Strawn 21, Friendly Beaches 20, Low Head and Ooze 18 today and Lyoweeney 15. Top rainfall was 17 millimetres at Wynyard, and King Island had 12 today as this rain band moved right over the state. A frontal cloud band crossed east and south Australia following that massive cloud over the southeast of the country. More found its way over Queensland and the Northern Territory. Tomorrow the trough lingers to our east. A large area of high pressure pushes across from South Australia as a trough extends from WA to the eastern states. Winds tending southeasterly, 15 to 25 knots over the north and east, swells at 2.5 metres. Hobart expecting a top of 19, a partly cloudy day, 19 for Cygnet, partly cloudy for New Norfolk, 22 the top. Launceston 23 and partly cloudy, Devonport 19, 21 the high for Campbelltown. Burnie partly cloudy and 19, 18 for Strawn, bit of sun creeping in over the west, and Smithton 21 degrees. St Helens a high of 18, an early shower clearing. Same for Swansea, but 17 the top and 19 for Fingal. And here's the UV as high as 8 and very high tomorrow. On Friday, a few showers over the north and east, extending elsewhere during the day. Showers for the weekend, possible afternoon thunderstorms on Saturday, and on Sunday showers again, but contracting to the central and north during the day. Mostly sunny in Perth and Adelaide tomorrow, partly cloudy and 19 in Melbourne, showers in Sydney and partly cloudy, 26 in Brisbane.
And that is all we have time for tonight. There'll be a special hour-long edition of The Latest tonight with Michael Usher from 9:15. Thanks for joining us on 7 Tasmania Nightly News tonight. Good night.